Trying.
Round 2. Alright, as you can see, me and Zach have already had a file on this. So... No.
Oh, yes.
We will get to there when we get to there.
Yes.
As of right now, we will go through all the easy levels to knock off any and all rust. And, you know, get cool stuff. Oh, this was the first one, right?
Yep.
Cool. Let's just go.
Okay.
I'll be the girl.
Volunteering?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what I liked.
I
I like things that go boom.
like you. I like machine guns.
I don't know if it's the shotgun I like or... Oh, I can probably see what's been leveled up.
Mm-hmm. Looks like shotgun, probably.
Probably. Okay. Oh, Zach, what weren't you saying about McDonald's earlier?
Yeah. It's a place, and they have burgers, and they have play place.
I miss the play plates. I don't ever remember actually playing in a McDonald's play place.
I'm sure I have, but there's just not a like specific memory attached to it.
Remember a bunch of Chuck E. Cheese's, but that's a whole different thing.
I'm remembering a particular story involving the Chuck E. Cheese.
Have I told it on here yet?
I don't know.
Oh, now we're playing.
Um,
I'll say it anyhow. When I was a young child, I was unruly, to say the least, when it was time to leave Chuck E. Cheese. So what my parent did was, I won a little bouncy ball for a prize. So what they did, they took my little bouncing ball and kept on throwing it closer and closer to the door, and eventually threw it out so that way I'd be let outside. I was a puppy.
At what moment did you realize this?
I didn't.
That until years later when you thought about it, or did your mom tell you?
My mom had told me. I don't remember it. Cause it's the same story as me throwing a fit in Miles Pizza. Do you know that story?
No.
Okay. So, for those of you who aren't Ohio residents, who are Northwest Ohio residents, to say the least, there's this phenomenal pizza place called Miles Pizza. And it's just like the best pizza on this planet.
Would you say that it beats competition by miles?
God damn it, Zach. That's almost worth it of a shot of Jack. BT Dubs worse. We have... Oh, fuck.
We have leeches.
We have leeches, yes, but we've decided that if either one of us says or does anything remarkably stupid during this, they have to take a shot of Jack.
Wow.
I mean, diluted down with Monster, but...
Wow, much pressure. Such competition.
I'm gonna let that one slide for now. You make one more doggy reference, I am going to murder you.
Wow, much forgiveness. Such things.
When we get to pause it, you are drinking. Miles.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was back when they still had games to play, and I wanted to play games. So what I did was, I threw a temper tantrum in front of a table and demanded more quarters to play games. What I did not know was that was not the table my parents were sitting at.
Oh.
So I threw a temper tantrum in front of complete strangers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my parents were at first a little hesitant to get me because they were laughing too hard. I don't blame them for laughing.
I know, right? Did you remember that story, or did you have to be told that one?
Again, I had to be told that one. I think it's before my first conscious memory.
Ah.
What's your first conscious memory that you clearly remember, like the start for your life?
It's weird, like trying to figure out. Okay, do I actually remember that, or is that just some fabricated memory from a story I've been told? Um, I know. I remember some birthday party. I think it was either when I was in preschool or kindergarten. But I remember just like a snippet of a birthday party at my house. It's more like images than like actual memories. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which is odd, because I'm opposite of that. Because I can tell you the point of where my quote-unquote life began.
When you were dropped off on this planet.
Yep, when I was spawned. But I was cleaning my dad's Ford Explorer at the time. It was before my parents got divorced. But my dad had another car, and he brought home one of the Mega Man X games.
Huh. So your life began with video games.
Yeah. With that, you know, with any luck, it'll end that way too.
That's actually really awesome.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of Super Mario World because I remember watching my brother and my cousin play it all the time when I was little.
I hate the fact that I played so many, I don't want to say good games, but so many RPGs when I was younger. Because I don't want to say spoiled, but the lack of clear and concise memory spoils modern RPG games for me. Like, people remember what they want to far easier than what actually was.
So when you go back and play it, or
well,
is that what you're
go
talking
back
about?
in a little bit, like, well, and I hate to use this because it's really my only concrete game that I've played multiple times, but Final Fantasy IX, I believe, to date, is one of the best RPGs of all time. I am extremely biased in that sense, but I still hold to that because of, well, especially the weapon synthesis.
And it's simple, but definitely effective.
Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about skill trees per se, but I know how you learn skills in that game was, I think, far more interesting than skill trees.
Yeah.
I mean, skill trees do have their time and place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not about it.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Where is I going on this tangent? Oh.
I'm not really sure. I think you were just telling.
This all started at McDonald's.
Yes. So, did you have a story about McDonald's, or just the fact that you never played on Play Place?
I think I had a story. Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're discussing how recently your dad turned you on to how good the hamburgers were.
Oh yeah. He just, because we had the other night, and he's like, man, I just want like 3 hamburgers. Their hamburgers are so good. And I'm like, no cheese or anything? He's like, yeah. And so I got it, and I was like, oh my god, it's so good for so little money. Because they're only like 80 cents or something like that.
Yeah, they are. Going on that, no. I want to make sure this fucker's dead. And I throw another grenade.
Does it seem like a little dangerous to be throwing grenades at such close quarters, or should we not really be talking about
You don't talk about those things.
Sense in video games?
Yeah. Yeah, anyhow. Going off the 89 cents hamburgers.
Uh-huh.
One time, Richie, you know of Richie, correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'll say, I know you don't know him personally, but one time when we were working at the city pool together, he brought in like 10 hamburgers with barbecue sauce.
How good were they?
They were the best things I'd ever had from McDonald's.
Right?
But seriously, if you guys ever go out there, get a hamburger with barbecue sauce. You will not be disappointed.
Oh no, it's a giant animal. I've never seen anything like that from Resident Evil. It's like, oh, shiny. Oh, I guess I can change weapons. That's basically like just their style though on Resident Evil. It's like, oh, you need a boss here. We'll just get a
gigantic animal that you're familiar with. I mean, it works.
Uh-huh.
Resident Evil is one of the few games I feel can get away with a lot more than what it really should.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm kind of happy that the video game series are so different from the movie series.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I stopped watching the movies a couple in. I know they have like 5 or 6 of them, I think, now.
I think so.
Yay.
We did it.
I feel like we should have some kind of victory thing for when we beat a level or something.
When we do a thing.
Yes.
I can put one in.
Do I have to take the shot?
Yep.
Damn it.
Zach is taking, well, not really a whole shot, but just like a little splash of it in there. Ugh.
Puts the hairs on your chest, but burns the hairs off your noses.
Yeah, really. For anybody out there who can drink and watch us, I salute you. When I'll tell you guys about the Halloween debacle. So Zach, me, Bianca, and Zoe all gathered around for a big Halloween festival in which we played Amnesia and tried to drink. You okay there?
Yeah.
And at that moment it occurred to us, none of us can drink. It's just...
Like I said, hairs on your chest.
Hairs on your chest or hairs on your nuts?
Both.
But yeah. The idea was to play Amnesia and get drunk.
And neither of those really panned out.
Yeah.
It ended up being the three the three of us that weren't playing huddled around Travis on his laptop, watching him play Amnesia. Well, wander around in the darkness and trying different alcohols, and it was just not very successful.
No, it's like a lot of my ideas. It sounds good on paper, but the actual execution, yeah. Come on, what?
What bitch?
Was this originally for the GameCube?
Yeah, this one.
Okay, because I was wondering about the, I don't want to say blocky graphics, but the clay-made graphics.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to remember what other game recently was for GameCube but had horrible graphics.
Oh, feisty one.
Isn't she a complete ditz?
I think so. I never really played. I played this game and I never really played Chris's scenario on the first Resident Evil because I like when Resident Evil games are easy.
So never.
Yeah. But I know like in the original you had to like rescue her a whole bunch of times and stuff if you're playing as Chris.
I know there are a bunch of like I can't remember what it's actually the series are actually called, but you okay there? I'll tell that story after we get back. So, episode 1 done.